Welcome to my kitchen. If you're new here, my name is Shirley, and today I've decided to make two easy candies that you can have at a Christmas party or a New Year's party or a football game or any other kind of party. One of them is called Crack. The other one is called Martha Washington Balls. They're very easy to make and they're very good. So let's get started. First, I lined a baking sheet with saltine crackers. Now, I am putting a cup of butter into my saucepan over medium heat. Next, I'm going to add a cup of brown sugar to my pot. Then I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract to my pot. We're going to bring this to a boil, start mixing it together, and as it begins to boil, we're going to stir this constantly because we do not want the brown sugar to burn. It's starting to come together nicely. We're going to keep stirring it, waiting on our butter to melt. Just keep stirring because we do not want that brown sugar to stick to the bottom, because on the gas stove it cooks a little bit hotter than the electric stove and the brown sugar will stick to the bottom. So we're going to keep constantly stirring. We're waiting for it to come to a full boil, a rolling boil that we cannot stir down. And when it comes to that rolling boil that we cannot stir down, we will boil it for 3 whole minutes. But we're not there yet. But it's getting there, guys. We just got to have a little bit of patience. But as you can see, it's starting to boil. It's getting there. Okay, now we're at our boil. See, we're having a hard time stirring it. It can't stir it down. So now we're going to set our timer for 3 minutes. And we're going to keep stirring it and stirring it, and it will boil for 3 minutes. Making sure to keep the whole entire bottom stirred. That's why I keep moving around all over the whole entire bottom of the pot, because we want everything moved around. And as soon as our 3 minutes is up, we have to move very fast. We're going to take this and we're going to pour it over our saltine crackers evenly. And then we're going to take our offset spatula and we're going to spread it out. I have our oven preheating at 400. So that once we get this poured on our saltine crackers, that we can bake this on 400 for 5 minutes. See how it's going there, guys? And I turn the heat off. It's been going for the 3 minutes. We turn our heat off and I'm stirring it really well to make sure it's well mixed. Now I'm moving our saltine crackers over, making sure it's well combined. See our saltine crackers, they're flat and evenly laid on our baking pan. Now we're going to take our caramel and we're going to evenly pour it over our crackers. Look how beautiful that looks, guys. Pour it over them. And now we're going to take our spatula and we're going to smooth it out. Trying to be careful not to make any of our crackers pop up or come out of their spaces. But after all, this is cracked, so it doesn't have to be perfect. As you can see, I'm pulling crackers all out of their spots. Nothing's perfect. We're just going to get this evenly coated, and then we're going to place it in the oven on 400 for 5 minutes. And I'm trying to make sure I get it to every corner, and you have to move fast because it is steadily cooling off, and as it cools off, it will harden and not want to move. I did learn that the hard way. But I do manage to get it all over everywhere. Now, we got it all mixed. And you know me, it has to be mixed perfect, has to be done just right, or I can't leave it alone. So we're going to put this in our oven, and while we're doing that, we're going to measure out 2 cups of chocolate chips. After our 5 minutes, we're going to take it out of our oven, and as you can see, some of them kind of move during the baking process, and that is fine. It's not going to be perfect. Some of them moved around on me, but that's okay. We're going to take our 2 cups of chocolate chips, and we're going to spread them all over the top of the crackers. And then we're going to let that sit there on top of the crackers for just a minute so that they can start to melt. The heat from the crackers and the caramel is going to start to melt the chocolate chips, and as it starts to melt them, we'll be able to spread them out smooth and evenly over the top of the crackers. And you have to have a little patience here because this does take a minute. Next time when I do this, when I make it next year, I think I am going to take at this point and I'm going to stick it back in the oven for maybe a minute or 2 to go ahead and speed up the process of melting the chocolate to make it easier to spread. But after a little bit, it does kind of melt a little bit, and it does get where you can spread it, but I think I am going to add it into the oven next time. But eventually I do get it all spread out and evenly coated over the top. And after I get it all evenly spreaded and over the top, I decided to add chopped pecans to mine. You can add any number of toppings to yours, like walnuts, you can add toffee candy to it, you could add peppermint candy to it, any kind of toppings that you want, you can add. The possibilities are endless, but me, I decided just to add some chopped pecans to the top of mine and keep it kind of simple this year. But there's really no wrong way to do it, and you could just play around with it, make it your own. And while you're moving the chocolate around, the crackers are going to move a little bit on you. That's okay. It's called crack. It's not supposed to be perfect because you're going to take, once this cools, you're going to break all this up into pieces. It's not going to be pretty anyway. Now we're going to move over to our Martha Washington balls. To my bowl, I added 1.5 cups of pecans. I added 1 cup of melted butter. I added 1 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk. Making sure to get as much of the milk out of the can as I possibly could. I added 2 cups of powdered sugar. One teaspoon of vanilla extract. And I forgot to show you guys, but I added 7 ounces of coconut flakes. And I added the unsweetened so it wouldn't be so sweet, but you can add the sweet if you would like. Then I mixed it very well and I placed it into the refrigerator overnight. The next day I got up and I made little 1-inch size balls, and then I dipped them in chocolate. I took my chocolate and I placed it in a double baller, and then I began to dip it in the chocolate and then placed it over on the parchment paper, and then I kept dipping them and placing them over on the parchment paper. And as it sits in the refrigerator, it'll get thicker and thicker and thicker. Now you'll see me start to roll them into the balls now. It's been sitting in the refrigerator overnight, and as you can see, the mixture has thickened up a very good bit. And right here, I have added the coconut. I show you, the bag is laying right there. That's where I've added the coconut to it. That was 7 ounces of, I added unsweetened coconut, but you can add sweet or unsweet, but I figured we had enough sweet stuff in it, we could use some unsweetened coconut in there. And now it's time to dip our balls in chocolate. So I got my chocolate on my double baller, and I am beginning to dip the Martha Washington balls in chocolate. Okay guys, our candy is all finished, and we've got our crack here and our Martha Washington balls here, so we're going to give these things a taste. It's got crunch. You can taste the caramel. You can taste the pecans, the chocolate. It's very good. That's a wonderful candy. That is awesome. It's creamy. It's coconutty. Chocolate. It's very good. These are wonderful candies that they would be great for any party. They would be awesome to have. The coconut just takes it over the top. I would like to say thank you for joining me to cook these candies. I hope you try them for your Christmas party or any other party. Please join me next week to see what I'll be cooking. I love you guys. Bye.